Hi. Some people use a cup of coffee when they're talking about their video and what they're going to do. I use the vodka back. So cheers. Vodka and ginger wine. Cheers. So my next project is to turn what at the moment is a hull into a harbour. And I'll show you what I mean. When I designed the layout, I had to make sure that I could reach everywhere. And I'm sure all modelers will understand that. So what I did was, I created an access hole there and another one over the back there. And using those two access holes, I can get anywhere. So what I'm going to do now, because this one is called, if I get down there, it's called Harbour, this little station, and this was where I intended it to look like a harbour. Excuse the mess that's underneath the table, but I'll get up down there and sort it out shortly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a board in here and lower it down a little bit so it's knocking everything over. So it's about this level down here and hinged. I'll hinge it somewhere along here, and then if I need to get in there, I'll just be able to lift it up like that. But I've got these two buildings here as well. This is supposed to be an old port building and now the radio station, and this is Shingles nightclub, which if you've been watching my previous videos you will know all about. So I'm going to have to make a little flat piece here, and then drop down to the water, so it looks like the edge of the wharf. But I'll make the whole thing hinge, otherwise it will be too narrow and I won't be able to stand up in there. So that's what I intend to do, and I'll show you how I get on. Well, I also have to make an entrance into the harbour. So these tracks here, I shall have to realign them and have a small cut a piece out here, drop it down to the level of the water that's inside, and then I can make a bridge to go over. It won't lift because I can crawl underneath like I normally do. So that's the plan. There's the hull, or the far end of it, and the first thing I had to do was to remove as much of the electrics as I could from down here, and then where the electrics come out of this box here, which is the port building and the controls for the Heritage Railway, it's overhanging a little bit there, so I've got to build that out, and that's what I'm going to do now. Right, that's now built out with this piece here that I've screwed on 1.25 by 1/2 inch, which should be about right for me. Next I'm going to cut a piece of plywood 15 inches wide, 48 inches long, and onto that I'm going to glue some 1/2 inch by 1.25 inch battens all the way along. Another small piece of plywood up here, 3 inches wide, and that will be the wharf. So this will be the sea bed, if you like, or the sea surface when I put the liquid stuff on to make it look like water. So that's what I'm going to go do. After a bit of sawing, gluing and clamping, I now have my harbour basin, and here is where the wharf will go, and I'll be putting that on shortly. Well, I've been out with my neighbour next door, and that's usually bad news. So I'm here now, and you've seen what I've just done. So I'm going to call it a day for now, and I'll show you how I progress later on when I'm sober. So good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time. You see, my wife's still down there with our next door neighbour, and they're enjoying their pre-sleeping drink. Good night.